Okay, Be'ezrat Hashem, we're continuing where we left off in last shiur, right? Where we addressed the structure of the chafifa, of the overlapping of the olamot and its structure, from a very high level, and then the two itrin, right? The two pipelines that Hakadosh Baruch Hu showers and receives abundance. Mm-hmm. Then the Gaon goes into a calculation of that I will not go into, of how this applies to the Chav Sofit or of Menatzpach, of the Otiot Kfulot. You know, we have 5 Otiot Kfulot: Mem, Nun, Tzadik, Pe, and Chav, right? Menatzpach, right? And the way it's written is that the Chav is a Chav Sofit. And each letter has basically its own letter. So Mem, there's Mem and Mem Sofit, Nun, then Nun and Nun Sofit, Tzadik, Tzadik Sofit, Pe, Pe Sofit, and Chav, Chav Sofit. And the sod is that each letter is kaful of its own letter. So if you do Chav and you do Kaf times itself, try times 20 is 400. Yeah. So he wants to say that the sod of the Chav Sofit, which essentially is the name of Menatzpach, is the name of the Malchut, is the name of the Sof Ha'ishtal Sheluyot, is the name that consolidates everything to its final phase, right? Is representing the taf of the word Otzrotehem, is the taf of Otzrotehem, the 6th letter, right? And then he wants to say the Otzrot, meaning the final result, right? Which is represented by the tav Yud Hemem, Yud being the Chokhmah, He being the Binah, and Mem being the Da'at, right? If you is that, so he says this is hinted in the word Otzrotehem. Otzrot Yud He Mem. The Otzrot, the treasures of Yud the Chokhmah, He the Binah, and Mem the Da'at. Right? Otzrot Tehem, right? So that's and well, and then then he jumps to Berkat Kohanim and Yud Kevavke, which Bemet don't. I think it's going to be too difficult to explain what he really means. But he wants to create a parallelism between Havaya, Yud Kevavke, between the 4 psukim of the Birkat Kohanim, right? Pasuk, the first pasuk is Yivarechecha Hashem veYishmerecha. Second pasuk, Yair Hashem panav elecha v'yichuneka. Third pasuk, Yisa Hashem panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Fourth pasuk, V'samu et shemei al bnei Yisrael v'ani avarechem. V'samu, he wants to say that V'samu is referring, the fourth pasuk is Keneged the He, the last He of Yud Kevavke, which is the Malchut, okay, which is represented in the Otzarot, which is exactly the Otzarot. The Otzarot is what it's the vessel that receives, like the treasury, right, that receives all the treasures, right? That's Kufsa. And how all this happened? How does the Samuel Shemei al Bnei Israel v'ani avarechem? How does the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is on the Bnei Israel and I bless them, right? Essentially, it's the sword of the last He of the Yud Kevavke, which is the Malchut, which is receiving all the Beracha, and the Samuel Shemei Bnei Israel v'ani avarechem. Meaning, if you put my name onto the Bnei Israel, then I can bless them. Meaning, if there is a correlation and a connection between my name and the Bnei Israel, that's when the Beracha comes down, right? Which is essentially through the structure that we have discussed in last shiur. Okay, now he in in Perek Yud Dalet, and I'm just going to bring it, even though we will learn it then, but because it touches these concepts. In Perek Yud Dalet, Pasuk Yud Het, the Gaon also addresses the Itrin and Ahasantin, the 2 and 2. And he says like this, and it's referring to Torah, Mitzvot, Chochmah, and Bina. Torah, Mitzvot, Chochmah, and Bina. Right? So the Trei Itrin, the 2 crowns, are the Keter and the Da'at. In that, okay? Which is essentially coming directly from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's the crown. And the Ahasantin and the Ashpaot, right? What you receive from above, what the Nahala, right? What you inherit is the Chokhmah and the Bina. The Chokhmah you inherit from your father, the Bina you inherit from your mother. He explains there. So again, Chokhmah you get from the father, Bina you get from the mother, Da'at comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu directly, and the Da'at is considered the crown because if it comes directly from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he is the Keter, right? He's the crown. And like in the Seder HaSfirot, sometimes if you count the Da'at, you don't count the Keter. And if you count Keter, you don't count the Da'at. So depending on why you're addressing and counting the Sfirot, right? Or you will refer to the Keter, or you will refer to the Da'at. So that's in a nutshell what the Gaon wants to say in Perek Yud Dalet. And this applies here to come and tell us, right? Le'anhil ohavai, yesh, I give to the one that love me, yesh, okay, being the chokhmah and the bina, like we said, yeah. So le'anhil, I give over, the chokhmah gives over to the ones that love it, yesh. The ahava, okay, comes essentially from who? It comes from from the parents to the children, right? That's an ahava, that's unconditional, right? So le'ohava yesh, if the children love the parents, then the parents showers their love onto the children and give them the ability and shower upon them the father the chokhmah and the mother the bina. So I thought it's very interesting that could be the sword of the kibud avaim, okay? That we discussed that had nothing to do with all this, right? But after I learned the Gaon in Perek Yud Dalet, it seems that it's very apropos that you should have ish imo ve'aviv tirau. You should have yirah of your mother more than you have of your father, because your father you have yirah, you have fear instinctively, right? So you have to develop the fear of your mother, the respect of the mother. But when it comes to kavod, when it comes to the respect that comes out of love, it says kaved et avicha ve'et imecha. You have to work and give more and work harder to give kavod to your father than to your mother. Why? Because to the mother usually, right, is more loving, more giving, and it's easier to be mechabed, to give kavod to the mother. The father that has a more tougher interaction with the child, right? It's easier to fear him, but it's harder to respect him. So the Torah tells you, but but either way, both need to develop with both parents. A child needs to develop a balance and equilibrium of both, of kavod and yirah for the father, and kavod and yirah for the mother, which essentially is what leads to the ahava of a child to his parents, right? That's how you develop the ahava of a child to the parents. And by loving the parents, the child unlocks the kavod, the chokhmah from the father and the binah from the mother, in order to be able to nurture his own chokhmah and his own binah, right? And through that, he's zoche to the keter, he's zoche to the da'at of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's what Chachamim say in Kiddushim, in Nida, שלושה שותפים להקדוש ברוך הוא, לאדם. A man has three partners to his creation, אביו ואמו, the father, the mother, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right? And so the father gives the chokhmah, the mother gives the binah, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives the da'at. But the da'at comes at the end, right? Because you cannot have da'at without chokhmah and binah. So if we and this is a lesson for us in two ways. One way, right, when there is love and respect between a husband and wife. So at the time of the procreation of a child, so there's a merger of the chokhmah and the binah together. So now the child will have inhibited in him the koach, the potential of chokhmah and the potential of binah, because it became one as a vessel when the husband and wife were together, right? And when the husband and wife are together, there's ahava ve'achva b'neihem, then we know that zachu shechina shora b'neihem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes and resides amongst them at that moment, and that's the aleph and the shin that both parties have. Ish have aleph and shin, isha has aleph and shin, and the yud is the yud from HaKadosh Baruch Hu that comes to consolidate all this. The same way, so that's at the time of procreation, and at the time of chinuch, right? By two things, by showing love. And how does the father show the love? Okay, so he shows the love by teaching his son chokhmah. How does the mother show her love? By teaching binah. Right? And obviously, on a more individual level, the father can teach from a male side the chokhmah, and from a female side the binah to the child also, right? Okay. So each both can teach chokhmah and binah, because they both have within them kavod and yirah. But that's limited to what? To how much the child is willing to absorb and accept. If we by teaching the child to have kibud avayim, by developing in the child the love and respect of both parents, so that effort and that behavior triggers in the parent, right, the ability and the willpower to even shower the child with more of that chokhmah and more of that binah, to the point that it becomes nahala, it becomes an inheritance of yesh, of substance. So that's how you help the child to consolidate his values and his ability and trait to differentiate between what's substantial and what's not, and see the difference between the yesh and the eno yesh. And that's the giving and receiving. That's that we are just exactly. That's the receiving and giving that we saw from on an individual between a man and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, a man and the Chokhmat Torah. This applies exactly between a parent and the child.
This is your own chidush, or this is what the Gaon?
This is my chidush. This is my chidush. It's my chidush.
It's fantastic.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Amazing. Love it.
So he wants. So the Gaon continues and says, okay, and we saw, and in the pasuk Yud Zayin, Ani ohaveha ehav. Which one do I love? Okay, ohavai. Okay, ohavai, but it's written. If you look at the pasuk Yud Zayin, it says ohavai, right? There's a he at the end. Normally there shouldn't be a he, right? The he is extra. What is the he represents, right? Who are the ones that love me? Can ohavai, the ones that have that give me the he, give me the opportunity, right, that are a vessel, like the Hei Acharon, the last Hei of Yud Kei Vav Kei, that is the vessel for my love to shower. Or Havai, the one that are a vessel and love me, I have, right? I will love, I will shower, I will bring abundance. Meaning that in order to trigger the love, in order to trigger the chokhmah to come down, right? By default, you have to be a vessel first. And yes, and he says that is the sword of what? Of glufei de glufin of the father. What is glufei de glufin? The avahan, the imprint of the print of the father, right? It's like this. The father is a print. Is the print of what? Is the image from what he receives from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, from his father, right? And the imprint of his print is the child, right? Yes. So he says, so ohev, ahev, to love is the print. Okay? The imprint of the print is ohavai. Yes. So again, ahev is the love that I give, right? That what I give is what I received, and I am the print. So ahev is the print, is the application of the imprint of printing. The imprint is who? Is Ohavai, the one that triggered that, right? Yes? And so he says, but that only works if in the word Ohavai, there's the hair at the end. There is the vessel, there's the malchut, there is the respect, right? There's the keli, a keli that is ready to want to receive. He says, this is Ohavei Ahev. That's the sort of Ohavei Ahev, meaning that what? Meaning that you cannot shower your ahev, your love, right? And leanhil, and give over the ability of understanding, the ability of assessing, appreciating, and acquiring yesh. If the receiver, if the child, right, he's not a receiver himself. If he doesn't have the hay, right? This sword, we revealed it, nifla meod, and I'm just connecting it right now, right? In Maaseh Bereshit, if you open the Sefer Maaseh Bereshit at the beginning, and you look at the Ramban on the first Sukkim, on the word Bereshit, right? He explains how Chochmah nikra Reshit, right? How Chala nikra Reshit, Adam nikra Reshit, right? And he wants to say that in the word Bereshit, HaKadosh Baruch Hu created, right, the Keter, which represents the bet. It's like a crown. Reshit is the Chokhmah, okay? And in the Chokhmah, he created, in the word Reshit, he also created the Malchut, the vessel. And yes, and then bara Elokim is the bina. So we see from the Maaseh Bereshit, the way the Ramban explains to us, that in order for a creation to happen, yes, you need a vessel. You need a vessel. You need a space. You need an ecosystem in order to create within that ecosystem, in order to inject abundance and wisdom into that ecosystem. That's exactly what we're learning here. And how does that happen? That's what the da'at does, right? That's why the da'at in Otzrotehem is what? Is the Mem Sofit. Mem Sofit is a closed environment, right? Which represents the vessel, right? It's closed that it can receive, and nothing will come out of it, versus any other letter that's open and broken. So Otzerot Yud Hemem, right? Leanhil or Havayesh, I give substance and the power of substance to the one that love me. And who are the one that love me? Or Havai with the hay, right? So now when I give, I don't just give, I give in a way of nahala. I inherit something that stays forever, that passes on, right? I give it over. And by giving them that, it fills their treasuries with Amalek, right? And that's how I fill up their ecosystem lemasi, right? That is ecosystem. And the otzarot, what is the otzarot, and what is essentially the real treasures? Otzorotehem, otzarot yud hem mem. The otzarot of the chokhmah, which is the yud, of the bina, which is the he, and of the da'at, which is the mem sofit. And the da'at being the ability to apply the chokhmah and the bina into your life. And the da'at, says the Gaon at the end of in Perek Yudalet, is the bracha of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right? So essentially, the bracha of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the da'at, the sense to apply chokhmah, the ability to have tachlis, to have focus, to have purpose, right, in life, which is the beracha that Hashem infuses in the individual, is only possible if first there is the chokhmah and the bina of the father and the mother.
Beautiful.
Yes. Now, as we were learning, now I understand why the Gaon will now create a parallelism of the psukim to come with the word, the first pasuk of Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz, because that's exactly the ishtalshelut that he's addressing in pasuk Kaf Aleph. Should we continue pasuk Kaf Bet? Or any more clarification? I try to be very clear, but if
In order for this to work, I think you mentioned that the children have to, the parents have to feel the love and have to accept.
To unlock the type of ahava, the type of chokhmah, and the type of bina that it is in a way of nahala, not just chokhmah and bina.
Right. Which is probably is that hard to happen at younger age in life?
No, that's something you develop. No, that's the whole build up, and it grows, and it grows, and it grows, and it grows. Yeah.
That's the process. It's like a building,
And
building
you
process.
do your effort, right? And you do your effort, and that's a siyata dishmaya also, right? But that's so. This is why also the chinuch has to come from both a husband and a wife, and the father and the mother. It cannot only come from one side.
Why that's so difficult? Not that specific reason, but that's why raising children.
It's very complicated because you're building a whole ma'arechet. You're building a whole system, and you're fighting against the instinct also. So you have a force fight going against you, and on top of that, you need to develop and create and reveal a system that if you're not aware of, right, you don't even know what you're doing. You're shooting in the dark.
System, community, influences, all these factors.
Everything, all these factors. Yeah, good. Maybe we let me see.
Do we need a full hour for the next pasuk? Is that why?
No, it's not. It's just that it's a flow with the rest of the psukim which are all like from Pasuk Kav Bet all the way to Lamed Aleph, it's all Kabbalah. All Kabbalah. But it's not difficult, but it's the parallelism between the pasuk of Bereshit bara Elokim and the psukim that comes, and how it crosses. And I would like to explain it nicely, not just maybe we stop here, just so that we can start fresh from Bereshit, from Bereshit, pasuk Kav Bet.
So hopefully we're gonna do Chaf Bet through Lamed Aleph is gonna be, that's one class, you're saying?
No, it's not
Oh.
one class.
Oh,
It's not one class.
just
Yeah, but I'll try to make it as simple as possible.
Okay.
What is relevant, I'll address, and what's too far-fetched, but maybe no. I think we can address everything. It's not so complicated, huh? It's not so complicated. It's just again an overlap, a comparison, and a parallelism between those psukim and the Maaseh Bereshit.
Okay.
Tov.
thank you, Rabbi.
Rabbi, it was a short one today, but hopefully it was productive.
Beautiful, beautiful Chidush. Thank you.
It's always fantastic.